Parliament said the time has come for key players to work together in reviving the economy. Shimi was speaking at the mid-year budget review breakfast event organized by PricewaterhouseCoopers Namibia, Namibia Media Holdings, Standard Bank Namibia and Liberty Life Namibia. Ipumbu said from his ministry side, all focus will now be placed on economic recovery and that they will need the support and cooperation from the private sector that has been hit by massive job losses as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic.
We can only improve our livelihoods as Namibians if we work together. If we start pointing fingers at each other, we are going to lose time, we are going to lose focus, and we will not go far. But if we start to work together to understand what each of us needs to do, we will be able to go very far and we will be able to transform the country and deal with most of our challenges. You may recall that what we have been saying over the past few months is that for us to revive the economy, this economic growth has to be driven by the private sector. It will be a private sector-led growth. Now we want to hear, us from the public sector, as to what sort of environment do we have to create as public sector, public functionaries, for the private sector to really grow the economy, to exploit the opportunities out there, so that we can grow the economy, create employment, reduce poverty and inequalities.
With regards to reducing public spending, Shimi said that they are working closely together with the Ministry of Public Enterprises to limit the funding to entities that are not efficient and prioritize on those that are essential.
First of all, understand, and we are busy with that assessment, as to which public entities should government keep and which public entities should government shut off, in other words, privatize. And as I said in my budget statements, we are already starting with a listing of the mobile telecommunication company, MTC, next year. That will be partially privatized. While we are doing that, we're also looking at others. What else can be given to the private sector, or what else can still be kept by the public sector but restructured differently so that they can become more efficient. The idea is really to reduce the amount of money we are spending on the public enterprises, so that we can redirect some of that money to critical investments, such as investment in agriculture, investment in water, investment in of course in education. We need to continue to improve our education facilities and our health facilities. So the more money we spend on public process, the less money we are spending on the other priorities that are also very, very critical for the livelihood and the health of the nation.
Shimi said that Namibia's economy was already recovering before COVID, and now that there are more challenges on its path towards recovery, he said the only way that they can overcome these challenges is if Namibians work together for the common good. Reporting for Today on One, I'm Joseph Shifene.
My vote is a gateway to opportunities.
My vote is a reflection of my aspiration.
My vote expresses my versatility.
If you are 18 years old and a registered voter, make the first time count. Get to the polls on the 25th November 2020 and vote for the candidate, political party or organization of your choice in the regional council and local authority elections. Make your mark with a cross on the ballot. Do what is right and be part of the decision. Namibia votes.
Get some more vibes with our range of girls' must-have dresses at only $99.95. Totally casual or totally cool. Wear it your way. Only at Ackermans.
The
Ombudsman John Walters has come under fire with Popular Democratic Movement PDM President McHenry Vanani for not responding to the party's inquiry into the August 26 audit. The Popular Democratic Movement PDM President McHenry Vanani said that the Ombudsman John Walters went to the office of the President with the August 26 matter and not to the official opposition.
On the question of August 26, he goes and reports to the office of the President of the need for the office to be audited. And we are saying the Ombudsman owes me, owes PDM an explanation as to why would Edward Mumbu query a matter and you go ask the institution that is queried and you give the feedback to the institution that is being queried. And I think the conduct of the Ombudsman tells us a story of a captured institution, that he is very lenient when it comes to state matters. He does not want to address them openly and candidly, and he would opt to deal with government as opposed to deal with us, the complainants that complain about August 26. So on that matter, we are very disappointed, and I am very disappointed by the Ombudsman that he agrees with us from the onset that August 26 must be audited.
Vanani added that he isn't happy with the way the Ombudsman is conducting the affairs of his office.
The legality of auditing August 26, the defense company August 26. He, for one or the other reason, never gave us any opinion on the matter. What we are credibly hearing is that he has written to State House, agreeing with the opinion, agreeing with us that the books of August 26 must be audited. Our sources are telling us the President called some generals, asking them why they do not want the books of August 26 to be audited. But fundamentally, we want to register our objection to how the Ombudsman is conducting the affairs of that office. We were the people that were seeking advice from him on the question of August 26. He goes and reports to the office of the President of the need.
The Ombudsman John Walters, on the same day Vanani had his press conference, also called an urgent press conference to indicate that the accusations by PDM is not true and that the party does not read the reports of his office.
Every morning I leave home not knowing if it's the last time I say goodbye to my mommy. On my way to school, I see a lot of drivers who do not follow the rules of the road. Some are distracted and others make poor choices that could take my life. I stop, I look, I listen before crossing, and even encourage my friends to do the same. But do you know that if you hit me at more than 60 kilometers per hour, there is a 80% chance I don't survive. I only stand a chance if you, the driver, drives at the right speed, which is less than 40 kilometers per hour around the school area. Do the right thing and save lives.
This message was brought to you by the National Road Safety Council.
At Spar, we believe every child deserves that new school shoes feeling. So we have partnered with Bata to have thousands of pairs of new school shoes available at Spar. Buy a pair of Bata school shoes for only $40 when you spend $500 or more. Exclusive to Spar.
The Institute for Public Policy Research, in its current report on the depletion of natural resources, called out the failures of the environmental line ministries and law enforcement in dealing with poaching, logging and sand mining, which have increased at concerning levels. The report has shown that the country has lost wildlife, sand and forests due to misgovernance and maladministration, further observing delayed and outstanding frameworks by the environmental line ministries and a late response from law enforcement to address the crises.
Of course it did come to Namibia from 2015 onwards. Poaching really became a problem. And then all these things that we previously asked in articles before that period were now becoming true. And poaching became a crisis. And it's still a major crisis. And then you look back at these things and you think, I mean, if they had responded earlier, if the ministry had responded earlier, we wouldn't be here at this stage. These are the sort of the governance elements that we look at, where these frameworks that speak to the crisis are still not in place. And then if you look at the arrest figures that the ministry has been and the police have been reporting, there is an increase, it seems, in the numbers of people being arrested preemptively. Now they're arresting people preemptively before they actually get around to poaching any animals. But the numbers of people are rising. This sort of points to people seeing poaching as a lucrative opportunity.
According to the Institute, since 2015, the poaching of high-value wildlife species has seen a spike, noting that the country has also lost millions of hectares of forest cover, due in large part to the lack of enforcement of regulations or unregulated logging and harvesting. Illegal sand mining has damaged communal areas, wildlife habitats and settlements across the northern parts of the country.
Points to this misgovernance, the laws, the regulations not being enforced by the Directorate of Forestry, and it just being this Wild West situation where it seems people are just handing out permits to chop down trees left, right and center, and nobody's monitoring. So that is basically the picture that one gets if one looks at the information out there. Forestry officials, if you look at the report, I mean, there are clear examples there that have been reported on, where forestry officials just aren't doing anything. They're just disregarding their own regulations or are not doing their jobs, basically. And so the forests just disappear. And this lax approach to enforcing the provisions of the Forest Act has contributed to Namibia becoming a conduit in the illicit cross-border trade in African timber.
Amongst other recommendations to counter the crises, the Institute recommends that the Protected Areas and Wildlife Management Bill be finalized and enacted without further delay, and for departments mandated to monitor and regulate the use of Namibia's small and declining stocks of natural assets to be adequately staffed, resourced and capacitated to optimally fulfill their roles in enforcing their mandates.
The top, that's where we all aiming, to be the top guitar, top company, to be at all the top rules, to feel those top sensations. We all want to be at the top of our game, no? Earning the top dollar, men say, yeah, the top, with top score. Because for us, there's no braai unless it's a top braai, with some top chicken drumsticks on the grill. And there's no pap unless it's top score, cooked at top speed, with the top taste, the top aroma, the top texture. You know what I mean? The top! That's where we all aiming. And that's where Top Score takes us. Top Score, a proud product of Namib Mills.
The delegation of the European Union to Namibia, supported by the EU National Institute for Culture in Namibia, held a 4-week capacity building project to empower Namibian youth with digital music production skills. According to the deputy head of the EU delegation in Namibia, the music industry in particular has been hard hit by the COVID-19 pandemic, and therefore, Unique Namibia Cluster decided to add music development training as a component of this year's Euro-Namibian Music Festival to address some of the challenges created for this sector.
The music industry has been particularly hard hit by the COVID-19 pandemic, which also mirrored the impact of this pandemic across all art sectors. The Unique Namibia decided to add music development training as a component to this year's music festival activities. We believe that the training that you received from accomplished and highly skilled professionals in the sound engineering will give you a head start, as it enables you to further refine and build on existing skills and broaden your perspective. The job perspectives and prospects in this sector look bright, and we hope that the many options in TV, radio and internet broadcasting will open to you. I know that this job involves long hours and that the market is very competitive, but I'm convinced that you have good prospects in this sector and there is a growing demand for this type of skills, especially in the digital era.
The director of the Franco-Namibian Cultural Center, who spoke on behalf of the Unique Namibia Cluster, gave an overview of the topics covered during the training, which was conducted by Namibian-born, South African-based facilitator Burton Reed.
Participants learn how to prepare a console file offline based on the biggest group that will perform at the festival, meaning the biggest technical rider. I guess when you mean biggest, it's about the technical rider and the technical expectations. So they incorporate all the techniques that are employed when preparing a show file. The second point of this training program is that the participants learned how to set up and patch the console and software for the virtual sound check. The third point is that the participant learned the mixing techniques. The fourth one, and the last one, is that the head trainer provided an overview of best practices for audio production. So this is a very complete training program, which happened to be online but also on site. And there will be a practical exercise, since the 5 participants will also be participating in organizing the Euro-Namibian Music Festival on Friday, which we are very proud of.
Siva Domingo, who spoke on behalf of the participants, said that the knowledge, skills and competencies gained during the 4-week training will contribute immensely to the development of the music industry.
So just on behalf of our team and everyone here, we're very grateful. We want to say thank you to all the organizations and their representatives, the heads of them, and we're looking forward to more. And then also, as something that was mentioned, there's nothing more better than passing the baton that's passed on to you. So with everything that we've learned, where we're going to be passing this information on, and I know it will birth a new seed in our industry that will then cater on for great sound and development.
The participants will work on the 2020 edition of the Euro-Namibia Music Festival that will take place in Windhoek on the 30th of October at the Franco-Namibian Cultural Center.
We've been drifting, lost at sea. You're so far.
Bring the family together with great specials, like Brooks Oros for only $30.99 and Sunlight hand washing powder for just $56.99.
I'll be your lighthouse and bring you back to me.
We're here for you.
In other leading stories, residents in Rehoboth are urging the town council to provide them with proper sanitation facilities. The residents say that they are tired of having sewage water flowing on their properties as it is unhygienic and can lead to them being exposed to diseases such as hepatitis E. They also claim that they have approached the council for about 3 years now, but nothing is being done. Several households are experiencing the same problem, and they say that they cannot sleep at night as the stench is keeping them awake. The residents also claim that sewage pipes are just lying around on the streets and are not connected, stressing that if they report the issue, they are just being ignored. And Health and Hygiene Promotion Month and commemoration is an essential and critical necessity as it aims to address challenges within Windhoek's informal markets and informal settlements by sensitizing food handlers and the general public on the significance of health and hygiene as an important intervention for disease prevention. This was said by Dr. Namun Kosi Mushuwe, Program Manager at Namibia Red Cross Society, at the official commemoration of the Health and Hygiene Month held in Windhoek this week. The City of Windhoek's annual Health and Hygiene Promotion Month will this year be commemorated under the theme Hand Hygiene for All in collaboration with the United Nations Children's Fund UNICEF and the Namibia Red Cross Society. Health and Hygiene Promotion Month coincides with the commemoration of Global Hand Washing Day, which aims to raise awareness on the crucial role hand washing with water and soap has on reducing and preventing the incidences of communicable diseases. This year's theme, Hand Hygiene for All, is a global initiative that calls for countries to lay out comprehensive roadmaps that bond together national COVID-19 preparedness and response plans with national development plans to ensure hand wash hygiene is a mainstay beyond the pandemic as part of infection prevention and control, water, sanitation and hygiene efforts.
Welcome to Comments Corner, your daily dose of local comments from the hottest social media pages. The Affirmative Repositioning Movement introduced its candidates that will take part in the local authority elections next month for the city of Windhoek. They vow to transform the city through radical interventions and bring an end to challenges facing its inhabitants. Pina said, how does one run for a position that is not on the ballot? Collins said the AR should also target other towns and cities as well that need intervention. Timotheus said it is easy to talk, but putting things into practice is another matter. Those that started also thought that they could do better. Namonongenda gave the ideas a thumbs up. Juso said confusion leads. The Namibian police force is requesting the public to assist in tracing the whereabouts of a 17-year-old Aina Ileka, a Namibian female who went missing on the 29th of September 2020 when she left home in Okakarara and never returned. Lazarus said perhaps she is in Osho. Sheni said Aina should return home immediately and hopes that she is safe. Glender said Nampol should do their job and stop relying on the public. Tupavali begged Aina to return home. Joanna said, why is it that only women are disappearing? And that is all from Comments Corner. Be sure to post your comments on our social media pages for broadcast every day only on Today and One.
Imagine opening your Nedbank account anywhere, anytime by simply taking a selfie. Introducing Identity Today, a platform which enables you to open your Nedbank account, scan the Nedbank QR code with your smartphone camera, and immediately follow the instructions on the link that will open up in your web browser. Follow the simple steps to complete the account opening online form. Have your identity card or passport ready. Take a selfie and send it to us, and your new Nedbank account will be opened and confirmed in 3 minutes or less. Visit www.nedbank.com.na to shift your account to Nedbank today. Nedbank. See money differently.
I'm in a meeting.
Hi, everyone.
Oh, hi.
Hi. Okay, let's get right into it. Can we talk about the Q2 fiscal report? Ricardo, what do you have for us?
Thanks, Pewawell. It's clear we're feeling the economic headwinds. Profits have leveled and we're...
First place!
Sorry, guys, it's my dad.
Did you hear? I'm in first place. And I just broke the lap record.
Dad! I'm a bit busy here.
Oh.
Okay. Where?
Oh, sorry.
2020 just got crazier in a good way. You can now enjoy fast, reliable, and uncapped internet at 25 megabits per second with SpeedLink Light Plus at crazy prices starting from as little as 898 Namibian dollars. Telecom Namibia.
Sharing your world.
A look at the weather forecast. The Namibia interior partly cloudy and hot to very hot in the southwest and the extreme northeast. Elsewhere, partly cloudy and hot to very hot with a few to isolated thunder showers, but scattered thunder showers in the northwest and the east at places. The coast, partly cloudy and cool with showers in the north, and the wind moderate to fresh southerly to southwesterly. Now we look at minimum and maximum temperatures across the country and beyond.
Namibia ice. Didage sister Hulda Navasida. Didage I ho out. Namibia oncology center ngaragrasisen I come from Ti Quedo. Bounce I hari. Omsnahari. Oma badang nahure. Nugu sidagini ha ugu. Habe dagedo nugu sidaga ha ugu habe. Hang are ugu ha. Hoge bounce I hari. Ida tadi nedi I 2019 novel coronavirus sting higusa. Au bounce I hari.
Win free airtime with One Africa TV. Share your comments on the channel. SMS your feedback, name and town to 555. One Africa TV. It just gets better.
On BBC World News, the biggest